Hello, I'm Debbie Redpatho, a children's book author and illustrator, and I'm doing some therapeutic crayon drawing. If you're an artist out there who also likes to draw and you can be any age, any level, feel free to draw along with me because sometimes we just have to draw. So what I'm working on now is I am creating broken crayon drawings to use as giveaways, and also for my publisher in celebration of the upcoming launch of Gerpel and Preen, a broken crayon cosmic adventure. And so while I'm working on these, I thought I might as well um, live stream as well. I am also answering any questions that anyone might have. And if I can you guys see that? Yes, you can. And if I can, I will answer them. So before I work on any crayon drawings, I usually like to sharpen my crayons, and this is my favorite sharpener, Sargent Art sharpener. It doesn't cost that much, and which means I can take it with me before the pandemic, when I went to visit schools. So I'm looking, for those of you who didn't read my Twitter this morning, one of the things I'm excited about right now is seeing the Hamilton film with my sister Ruth. We were supposed to go see it in March to help celebrate my birthday through Mervish. We're going to see it live. I had subscribed to a Mervish for 2 seasons in advance because I wanted to make sure we got tickets. And I was so excited, and we had second row center seats. But of course, everything was canceled. And I can't really complain because with everything else going on in the world, but it's still nice to be able to finally see it because I've never seen Hamilton before. Um, see a version. Boy, I can never get used to talking while I'm drawing, so I'm just going to draw for a while. But I will keep checking the chat if anyone has any questions. So what I like to do is after I draw, then I break the crayon and then I glue it on. I used to try breaking the crayon first to make it more authentic and then draw, but it's really hard. It's much harder to draw with a broken crayon, but you can still do it. But I figure for this, I can just use the crayons first before breaking. And of course, what I keep forgetting to do before I put the crayon on the back of each of these, I'm going to put one of these. So let's see if I can, I'm going to add these later. Let's draw another one. Yay, Brian. I'll get you my friend Brian has been trying to make my live stream, but he always arrives just as it's ending, but you're right at the beginning. Yay! All right. What should I draw for this one? Now, Brian, I hope you have some art materials with you, and you could draw something too with me. I'd love to hear what you're drawing. Okay, I'm going to draw a tree creature coming out of a green crayon, I think. And this time I actually do have, I don't know if you guys can hear a little bit of music in the background, but if you can, I've always been aware that I can't really play copyrighted music or else I might get flagged, which would be sad. But I have subscribed to Epidemic Sound, and I love Epidemics. And I'm not a sponsor or anything. Like I don't get a cut or anything, but I love it because I can use that music anywhere in any of my videos. And I know that that the artists are being compensated, and also I'm not breaking any copyright. All right. Thank you guys. Now, Mindy and Steve, I hope you guys are also either writing or drawing along with me. And if you're not, I'd love to hear what you're doing. It's okay, you don't have to draw at the same time as I am, but I like knowing that other people are making art at the same time. You know, and this tree is going to, I've made something like this in the past, going to be kind of climbing out of the crayon. And maybe have a few leaves sort of falling off because she is moving around a lot. And Lisa just asked, how do I, oh, you know, the questions are always sort of half hidden. How do I break the crayon so perfectly? It's hard not to break a crayon perfectly. Look, look, see? Oops, there's a little piece fell out. Maybe I'll glue that on as well. I find that breaking crayons is also therapeutic as well because we all, well, most of us use crayons when we were little and were told not to break them. But they make such a satisfying sound when they break. I'm going to actually add this little broken bit on as well. I don't know if it's going to, it'll survive a mailing. Let's put this broken crayon bit here. And I also like working with crayons because they're not expensive. And also I like working with crayons with kids because a lot of kids have crayons at home as well. So it's not like, one of my messages is that you don't need super expensive art supplies to have fun with art. Let's do this one. So I am curious in terms of, this is my first time with any audio in the background. Can you guys hear any music in the background? And Lisa is asking what type of glue I use. I am using Alina's Original Tacky Glue. But when I go to schools or work with young creators, I just use a glue stick, which is more affordable. It works fine. It's a little bit messy. So if you are doing broken crayon activities with very young kids, I like how the texture is on this one. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you are working with really young kids with broken crayons, I have talked to teachers about how they handle it. A lot of them pre-glue the crayons on the paper. Some of them let the kids use Scotch tape, which is a little bit easier for their small fingers. Because it is a little bit more complicated when you're working with the very young. Oh, you don't hear anything? Any music? That's fine. I don't really need to have the music playing, but I actually like having some kind of music playing when I'm working on creative things. And what kind of music, it usually depends on what I'm working on. If I'm working on a super creative or one that requires a lot of concentration, I can't have any music that has words in it, or I find it too distracting, unless it's in a foreign language. One of my favorite things, soundtracks to work with, is Italian prog rock. Um, because it's a little bit more, especially if I have long work hours. Let me sharpen again. If I'm working like 12 hours a day or something like that, it helps to have something playing that's a little bit active, not mellow, so I don't fall asleep. But if the English words are playing, I'm too distracted by what the music is. However, if I'm at a certain stage of illustration that's very repetitive, like a lot of coloring or repetitive texturing, then I will play, all kinds of music. It doesn't matter if it has words or not. All right. So this time I will smarten up and put this on first. Hi, Meredith. Oh, Dorothy. Oh, I love working with her. My friend Dorothy works at Simon and Schuster, and she is a huge help in checking over all my picture books to make sure, and like text and art, to make sure um, everything's consistent. So I owe her big time, and it's nice to hear from her daughter Meredith. Okay, so I think this is okay. See, first I break it. I love the sound. Such a great sound. But I hope all of you are well and safe at home. I know it's hard sometimes. I know things are gradually improving, but we all want to be careful when we're out and about anyway. All right. So this is so after I put on the Simon and Schuster, the Gerpel and Preen little thing I put in here, and look, it's all ready to mail. And I have been asked before where I get these cool envelopes, flap seal envelopes. I bought the cardboard and the flap seal envelopes from a company called clearbags.ca. And I love them because they sell the board and the envelopes in all different sizes. Okay, let's do another one. Yeah. Thank you, Dorothy. I love working with you too. I'm so grateful for you. All right, so feel free to ask me questions about anything. It does not have to be about my books. It could be about anything at all. And of course, I don't have to answer anything, but feel free to ask. So for this one, I'm going to draw one of the robots from Gerpel and Preen because Gerpel and Preen's coming out. I'm very excited. It's coming out from Simon & Schuster, August 25th. And I'm not going on an in-person book tour this year, sadly. So I really miss talking to kids in person. But I will be doing some live events. Not live events, virtual live events, thanks to Simon & Schuster US and Simon & Schuster Canada. I really like drawing Gerpel. He's fun. I have to say, if you're ever really feeling stressed about anything or, not having a great day or whatever, I recommend drawing with crayons. You don't have to post like I am, but drawing with crayons I just find so incredibly relaxing. I think part of it is all the different colors. A lot of it, they're not expensive, and for me, it's a lot of childhood nostalgia. A lot of us grew up drawing with crayons. This is purple. I like purple. So Gerpel, the name was Linda Sue Park came up with Gerpel, and obviously Gerpel and Pryn is sort of like a mix-up of purple and green. I remember when I first saw Linda Sue Park's manuscript, my my first instinct was, what cool names! I love that. And then I thought, oh, it's even cooler because they're like mixed up colors. Linda Sue Park's brilliant, I have to say. Okay, so now, okay, glue this on first. Oh, and more. Oh, so Marcia gets her card sleeves from Clear Bags too. I really like their customer service. I have to say they are very responsive, and quite a few times, I don't measure things properly. I don't keep proper records, and so I'll inevitably get a call from them. And they'll say, you sure this is what you wanted to order? Because it's going to be a tight fit depending on what kind of art you put in. I'm always grateful for that because last thing I want is for 500 bags and mat boards to come in that do not match each other. Oh, Drawn to Help asks, what brand is that wonderful sharpener you're using? When we give little children in hospitals free packs of art supplies, that's fantastic. Crayons are always included. The sharpener you're using might be a nice addition. I love this sharpener, Sargent Art. As you can tell, it's very well used. I usually have two handy now because as some of you who attended one of my earlier live broadcasts saw that sometimes when I sharpen, little bits get caught inside. And it's hard to get out without leaving and getting a little needle in. But these are great, and they're not that expensive. And I haven't replaced any of them yet. I thought, well, with the affordable price, they're not going to last for more than a couple of packs of crayons. But these both have lasted me a couple of years actually, and I sharpen a lot of crayons. How much time do we have? Oh, yay, I'm going to draw for about another 10 minutes. Thank you so much, Winslow. I keep wearing that t-shirt you sent me. Thank you so much. The problem with me where I can wear it on these live streams. No, I can't because it's a color that's green, and I find when I wear it with here I'll show you guys where I am really. So I have a green screen behind me. And the reason I use two reasons I use a green screen to hide the mess behind. And also so that when I do overhead drawings, because of the green screen, you don't, without the green screen, I'm not going to fiddle with it or I'll ruin things. So it looks like I'm kind of floating here. But the awesome Winslow t-shirt I have, which I will wear one of these times, is the same green. And so I look like I'm this decapitated head floating because the t-shirt. That's one thing I have found because here I will show you. If I do for those of you who are planning to get a green screen, will this work? If I hold up Gerpel and Preen with the green screen. No, it's not going to work here. Yeah, I don't want to. You know what? I won't mess things up right now because we only have a few minutes. But if I hold up, maybe it'll work here. If I hold this up here, like look, see? Anything that's green is transparent. So when I wear a green t-shirt or anything with green in it, it looks very strange, and I don't want to scare the younger creators. Okay, but I wanted you to know that I still love that t-shirt. Okay. All right, I have time to do just a few more. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I will wear it on one of these broadcasts, and I will be a decapitated head just for you. Marcia asked, do you always start drawing characters at the head? Yeah, usually I do. And the reason is a lot of most of the time, I am not planning out. That was a challenge I found when I first began illustrating picture books. I had to be more organized. A lot of times I don't plan out what I'm going to draw when I begin to draw. And for me, the most important, see, I'm going to start with the head again. The most important part of the character for me is the head, because quite a lot of times that's where the emotional expression begins. And if I can't get, like for here, it's okay. But if I can't get the emotion right, then I will scrap it or erase it or whatever and try again, because for me, the head is the most important part of it. Let's try drawing a dragon for this. To sharpen again. So right now I'm using, for those of you wondering about what software I'm using Ecamm Live for the live streaming part. And I use, I'm trying out Restream.io to stream to several platforms at the same time. Right now I'm streaming to Periscope and Twitter and Facebook Live, my Author Illustrator page. And, I'm going to make her reading a book. And YouTube at the same time. I don't have as many followers on YouTube, but all right there. And so it's great. And I can also see comments from everybody. So I can see comments. Oh, comment from YouTube and Facebook right now. But I also know, because Michelle Pendleton helped me, I also know that if anyone posts a comment, I think, and reply to the live stream, I should be able to see it as well on Twitter. Now, sometimes when I'm doing these broken crayon things, I like mixing colors. Just 'cause. Almost like adding a little bit. All right, now let's break. I'm not as happy with this one, so sometimes if I want a little bit extra, I will add pencil crayons. I just happen to have these handy. They're actually watercolor. Which one should I use? These are actually watercolor pencil crayons, but I don't actually use the watercolor part, I have to confess, because it'll mess up the cardboard. There, I like that a bit more. Then the whoosh part, I call this the whoosh. Crayons coming out. Oh, hi Charlotte. Nice. Oh, wait a second. I have a little timer to make sure. Hi Charlotte. Nice to see you here. So I have a couple minutes left. I'll do one more. If anyone has any questions about anything, it doesn't have to be about my picture books, I'm happy to answer. One more. One of the reasons I am working on crayons earlier than usual is because a friend of mine, she's having heart surgery right now, so I'm kind of worried about her. So I figured this is one way of sending positive vibes out there for her. So in fact, I'm going to make this for her. So let's do, I'll put her name. So if anyone's watching this, think positive vibes. Healing positive vibes for my friend Jen. I'm going to, let's see, do some more colors. Oh, if you want to see what I'm looking at, I have a lot of crayons here, like tons and tons of crayons. I have to say that I'm going to use this. In the making of Gerpel and Preen, I actually went through 491 crayons. That is including experiments in the beginning. I photographed crayons and I pulled like some of those elements into the book. I also did crayon textures and pulled those into the book. A lot of experimenting. So this is for my friend Jen, who is going through surgery right now, and I'm hoping everything is going really well. Good morning, Erica. Nice to see you here. In case any of you missed it, what's the name? Can you type the name of your recently released picture book so I don't get it wrong? I just recently attended Erica's book launch for a wonderful book that she illustrated, that hopefully she will type the name into comments so I could share it. And Erica's a wonderful artist. Mighty May Won't Cry Today. Here I am. So be sure to check out Erica's book. And what are the names of the authors? Also, feel free to include a link where people can find out more info. Oh, that's nice. I'll pass all your messages on to her when she recovers. So the authors of Erica's new picture book are Kendra and Clay Vo Ocampo. It's a wonderful picture book with fantastic illustrations. All right, I'm going to add all kinds of hearts. And there's where you could find out more about it as well. Oh, and I missed an earlier question from Winslow. How do you decide what to draw? Right now, okay, I'm going to draw one more. Just one more, because it's 1 minute, 1.5 minutes left. A lot of times, it depends what mood I'm in. I draw for these, okay, wait a second, focus for 1 second. What color should I draw with? I'm going to draw with blue. I think this blue. When I'm just making art for fun, like pure fun, I do a lot of stream of consciousness. You know what? I am just going to do stream of consciousness. So I'll show you. And I will use, what do I have here? One of my favorite sketching things is a Pentel pocket brush. Can you guys see that? Oh, maybe I should turn this over. And what I do is first, maybe I'll start with a little scribble, not a little look. And then what does that look like? And I like curlicues. And then I start adding things. And a lot of times, and a lot of times I know I put a lot of closed eyes, but a lot of times I'm in that mood and I let my pen just move and see what comes out of it. I know that sounds really strange, but and it's harder to talk because I'm just drawing. So this is my favorite kind of art therapy. Oops, my alarm just went off, so after I finish this, I'm going to end. This is my favorite kind of art therapy because I don't plan. So the things I draw may not always be happy and perky. It depends on what I'm what mood I'm in. And I find it so therapeutic. I really, really do. So if any of you are artists, or even if you don't consider yourself an artist, and again, you don't have to show anybody what you're drawing, I highly recommend stream of consciousness sketching. I know it's a mouthful, but all I mean is just start scribbling. Not with a purpose of displaying it or letting people see what you draw, because it has an influence on what you draw, but just to see what comes out of your pen. And if I'm not in a great mood, or if I'm feeling very sad or stressed, like I was at the beginning of the pandemic, I find it helps. It helps to pour out, especially if the feelings are a little bit complex and you don't really know how you're feeling, or they're a mixture of emotions. I find it always helps. And occasionally I will do collage as well. Okay, I'll do a little, let's see. I'll draw one evil squirrel because I like drawing evil squirrels. Just one random evil squirrel. But most of the time, I will not have anything in mind. Okay. I will not fill up this whole piece of paper. Honestly, I could draw this sort of thing for hours and time goes on. Okay, so just make sure no other questions I forgot to scroll down. So you can buy it. Might even free scribbles. Yes. Oh, yay. Hi, Mark. Nice to hear from you. And Erica, yes, evil squirrels. Thank you so much for coming to my live stream. I encourage you to make art for fun, have fun with crayons, especially. And I will see you here some other time. Bye bye.